He got laid out on Monday Night Raw by The Rock. He got laid out again the next Monday night, and then he goes to Philadelphia and loses at WrestleMania 40. People will stop believing in Cody Rhodes. Mark my words.
Well, David, I would like to state, and I want to thank Busted Open Nation Nick Stasiak for delivering the heart punch. Well, there you because you're a child. Cody currently on ESPN and says he might as well move to commentary if he don't win at WrestleMania. Says the fans could lose faith in him if he loses at Mania. That's a bold statement.
What have I been saying the last 30 minutes?
Exactly.
That's exactly what I've been saying the last 30 minutes.
Can I ask you this? Who's the new guy if Cody loses?
It could be CM Punk. It could be
not happening. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. If Cody loses, who's the person to go after Roman? Who's next?
Well, it's going to
Jay.
be
And if you really look at it, if you really look at the heart of the story, the heart of the story is Jay and Roman.
And but it also could be The Rock. It could be The Rock Roman at WrestleMania 41.
You gave an excellent example of who's next if Cody wins.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also if Cody loses, then you also got to look at the money, where I always say is unfortunately where we have to really look. How do I continue this? Is it going to be this money with Yeet, or is it going to be the money with Cody? It's a lot, man. And this is why wrestling is very, very real.
But there's two things you could do. You could have Roman retain, right? Mm-hmm. Now Cody's out of the picture. You could have Roman go up against the babyface Jey Uso, or you could have The Rock turn on Roman, and then Roman's the outsider in the bloodline, and you have all the members of the bloodline challenging Roman Reigns throughout the year until you get to The Rock at WrestleMania 41.
Perfect world. Listen, I beat Cody. You are convincing me a little bit. And you could also go, if Roman loses, then the bloodline all moves to The Rock, and Roman is outside. Then where does Paul Heyman go?
No, but Tommy, think about what you just said.
Switches sides and goes with The Rock.
But think about what you just said. Let's do old school Heenan family, right? We have a change in Roman. Bully said it. Roman turns babyface. The Rock is a heel. The bloodline now aligns themselves with The Rock. Roman's on the outside battling the bloodline. Throughout the entire year, Roman is going through Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso. He's facing all the members of the bloodline, leading to The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 41. That's a beautiful story right there. Where does that leave Cody? On the outside. Cody's done. Cody's gone. Cody's not even a part of that story or WrestleMania 41. Right or wrong?
Yes.
Dave, I know I've used this before and then you just go crazy, but the Buffalo Bills, they went 4 years in a row, they lost. There's never a time where, if you go to any Bills game or Bills Mafia, it's sold out all the time, and they still support their teams.
But that's a hardcore Bills fan. But the rest of the world didn't want to see But Tommy, the rest of the world did not want to see the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. It became a joke. By the time they faced the Cowboys in their third straight Super Bowl, the Buffalo Bills was a joke. Outside of people in Buffalo, the hardcore Bills fan, everybody else thought the Buffalo Bills was a joke.
I'm just
so Cody's not going to lose me, but I'm telling you right, Cody just said it on ESPN 5 minutes ago.
And I'm only a Bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol.
You guys know I'm right. You know I'm right.
Schoolhouse Rock, not Jailhouse Rock. Dave, you present a good argument. It's not about it's really not about right or wrong. And wrestling never, sometimes. There are some times where you can say this was definitively the right call, definitively the wrong call. You never know how a crowd is going to react. You know, whenever something goes out there, there's always a chance it's going to go a different way. There are lots of good points, good arguments, good discussions here. We're not in that room. And I will say that, I don't know the TKO guy. The TKO guys, I have to omit from the discussion because I don't know what their knowledge of booking pro wrestling is. To me, it's probably zero.
Well, that's why they brought The Rock in, because they thought they were going to be able to bring in The Rock and put him right in the main event. So
now we have The Rock, Triple H. This is who I would imagine has the most influence on what's going to happen in the main events in night 1 and night 2. The Rock. I'm putting Triple H's name first. It's his book. Triple H, The Rock, Paul Heyman, Michael Hayes. Are they all on the same page? Are they all in agreement with whatever finish has been booked up until this very moment?
I'm sure there's probably somebody, or maybe even more than just one, that are doubting the decision.
You know who I would really, really love to hear? Out of those 4 guys, I would want to know Michael Hayes' opinion. Because nobody between those people I mentioned, I believe that Michael Hayes knows more about raw emotion than any of them. Tommy, would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, he's up there.
Raw emotion. Not entertaining emotion like The Rock. Not the emotion that Hunter brought to the table. Okay, you're smirking. Go.
No, I'm thinking of something, Bully, and I didn't mean to step on you, so no disrespect, and I apologize.
Yeah, no, go. I don't give a shit if you step
on me. But I'm
me.
thinking of the interview we did with Shawn Waltman on our show yesterday. Now, Tommy, I don't know if you got a chance to hear it, but you know I brought up WrestleMania 31. And Bully asked Shawn Waltman straight up, hey, did they have the finish with Sting and Triple H? Was that Vince McMahon's call to put the final nail in the coffin of WCW? And Shawn Waltman answered it honestly. He said, really, I don't know. And then Bully would made a remark like, all right, kind of like, let's move on. But Shawn Waltman said what? Well, but Triple H probably wanted to get that, right? Wanted to get that one last FU in there. So do you think there could be Triple H wanting to get that one last FU on Cody?
Remember the last time
he was in AEW?
When Cody broke the throne.
Sledgehammer to the throne.
That would be taking things very personally.
Very petty, but that's petty.
But look what they did to Sting at WrestleMania 31.
Don't forget about forget about the press conference. The last time we saw Cody Rhodes and Triple H in a shot on TV, Hunter was trying to give Cody advice. And Cody was kind of like, I hear you. I got it. Don't worry. And when Cody walked off, Hunter looked up and there was a look in his eye as if to say, don't you dare ever, kind of blow me off like that again.
He was
that
flippant.
Moment in time I have never forgotten because it was almost like deliberately done. Whether or not that's ever going to come back into play, I don't know. But if it does, you can put your finger on that moment.
And I'm telling you right now, Bully, what you're saying has got me nervous because we have not seen Triple H since that SmackDown right after the press conference. We have not seen Triple H. And what did The Rock say to Triple H? The Rock was like, fix it. He said, fix it. That was the last thing The Rock.
Imagine. I'm sorry. Imagine.
No, you're right.
The Rock is in the ring. and he's about to do Cody Rhodes in night 2. Time to play the game. Boom. That fucking place explodes. Hunter comes down. He's face to face with Rocky. Turns around. Boot on Cody. Pedigree. Roman comes in. 1, 2, 3. And now the story becomes the Attitude Era versus this new era. I just got goosebumps, guys, because I like that story of the Attitude Era versus the new era.
I can see it, right, Tommy? As he's talking,
you never know. Now it becomes about the Codys, the Drews, the Seths.
Yep. And Drew this whole time has been trying to be like, guys, open up your eyes. You guys are blind. I'm telling you, Tommy, Bully's right. That prick, Triple H, is going to come down that entrance ramp, boot to Cody, pedigree. Roman comes in, spear, 1, 2, 3. And then Triple H, Paul Heyman, The Rock, and Roman Reigns standing in the middle of the ring with their arms raised. Right over a fallen, bloodied Cody Rhodes. That's how WrestleMania 40 is going to end.
No, but it is great because then it's also what our generation versus your generation. That's phenomenal.
And that was the...
And your baby faces people will get even more behind because they're fighting the old generation, the old guard that wouldn't let go.
One of my favorite matches over the last 20 years was Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes at the first ever AEW Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. It's an amazing match. Bloody. It was before Dynamite started. It was the first pay-per-view for AEW before Dynamite started. And Bully, if you remember, what was the story? It wasn't, for Cody, it wasn't brother versus brother. For Cody, it was the new era versus the Attitude Era. And when he said, I want to take the chamber of the gun and I want to put you out of your misery, not to end you, but to end everything you represent in the Attitude Era. What are we seeing right now with The Rock? Like, you guys set the bar so high, and you don't even forget us trying to get over that bar. You won't even get us near the bar because of the restrictions that we have. What's happening right now? The Rock could go out there and say, drop F-bombs, bust Cody open, but everybody else in the roster can't do that. Restrictions. They set the bar too high, and nobody else can go over that bar because they're tied down to the ground. They can't, dude. This.
But look at the story the three of us have just put together and started to add detail to.
At least this one has Cody losing at Dave's head. Dave, you just said Cody's losing at Mania, by the way.
Now, but remember what I originally said months ago when this came up.
Crazy man.
If Cody loses, you have to screw him over in such a way that the fans will stick by him, if not be on his side even more. If Cody were to lose in that way, and that was the story that played out, would you still be behind him, Dave?
Yes.
And there you have it.
It took 3 hours of creative, but Dave finally admitted Cody losing isn't the worst thing at all.
But only in that scenario.
And that's just what we did. Think if this was our jobs, and think of if this is going on for and then what? That's called creative.
You've heard me say, Dave, and Tommy will back this up because I think we had the conversation with Tommy. You could think about something for hours or days or weeks on end. And just when you think you have it, your music's playing and you go, holy shit, how did this just come to me? And you turn quickly. Or I turn to Tommy and go, cancel the DDT, do the Death Valley Driver instead. What? Just do it. A better idea can come to you at any given moment. Sometimes you get so fixated on something that you don't allow yourself to think outside the box. I don't think about matches. Once I got kind of good at this, I stopped thinking about matches and I let the matches come to me. I let the wrestling gods give me the matches.
That's why Roddy Piper is always right.